Buddy, this is BestMoss22 here, and this is Let's Play the Stanley Parable. Now, I've heard about this game, and I've seen Markiplier play it before, and I decided, wait, why not get it? And I didn't even know the mouse, it moves on that little computer right here, too. That is really cool. And I guess it's like an inception of some sort, whatever. Right there, whatever. So, let's get this started. I really want to try it. Okay, here we go.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ooh, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he managed buttons on a keyboard.
Oh.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-making, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
That'd be a terrible life.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, okay. So let's see, I can't see my feet, which later I think he says something about that. If I press A, it just makes keyboard buttons. But only whenever I'm not looking at my keyboard. Okay. So use my mouse. I'm just gonna use my game right. Hey, look, there's the clock. Can I zoom in or anything? I can crouch. Let's follow this story and see how this goes. I forgot how it went. Last time I watched this, it was about a while back. Does that say Sundays? Oh, I get it, because he loves work. Nah, everyone hates Sundays. Everyone hates Sundays, because then it's like a pre-Monday. It's weird. Let's see, what do I do?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, they're gone.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, what I found out is that every little detail that you do, it knows what's going on. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to do stuff. Anyways, like I was saying, I think it's like really dependent on, oh my god, it's so like Gravity Falls, hold on. Fine, it was just a rerun, sorry. I was saying, it's like every little detail you do, it depends on the game. Like, you do one certain type of end, and then you go back to the beginning, the door's locked. You go back to the beginning, and you do some other kind of thing, and then later it catches up with you,
no
like...
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Great, now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. You do one ending, and then go back, do another ending, and then eventually, like, it'll catch up with the endings that you've cut and made a whole new storyline of things, you know what I mean? How do I jump? Can I even jump? Okay, anyways. Let's get on with this. You know, these are some really bright windows. Hello? Anybody here? Anyone around here at all whatsoever? Anything in here? I don't see anything around here. There's some coffee spilled on the ground. I hate. Oh, it's Mondays. They both end with a N after days. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's see what else there is. Anything here? Nothing there. Anything in there? Who leaves a coffee cup on the ground, and why on a chair as well?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Door on the left, and it locked. Is this gonna close behind me?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Bird, what? That doesn't do anything. Close behind me again. Ah.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around. Or maybe I'll go back in the broom closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No
Yep.
reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Yep, sweet. I'm not gonna repeat that in case it's a bad word.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yep.
Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Why was he even
I never would have
involved?
thought to mention it.
Why was he even involved then, at that point? You could have just kept out the broom closet. Nothing
Maybe
new.
to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yeah, broom closet ending. So we're gonna talk about the broom closet
Stanley
ending.
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Yep.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's a big turn. I'm like anti-drugs and everything.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Yep, no decompression
Hello?
here.
Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay. Hello. Hello, guys. This is Melvin and Noob here. Okay, let's try this game. So what am I doing? I just have to get out of the broom closet? What am I doing in a broom closet? Person who was here must have been really stupid or something.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Nope, nothing worse than that. Is that a broom closet? Oh boy.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. The fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Hey, what are you doing? Melvin, get out of here. No, stop. Ow. Melvin, go away. What are you doing? Go away, Melvin. I want to play. No, go. Screw the broom closet. Screw that. Screw you too, Melvin.
I wanted to play.
No, go. Just go.
Fine then.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna go downstairs. What's down here? Okay, the doors aren't closing, so that's
But
good.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Why?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Come on, man.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
This is all a dream.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Narrator.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field.
What?
And it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
I like space.
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Why?
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
What?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
What?
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Wow.
How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Wait, if I was awake, how come I could just float right there?
The voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin. the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Jeez, there's some deep stuff here.
I am okay.
So you're gonna be like a jump scare, okay. So...
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? And everything went black.
Everyone died. The end.
Came Mariella.
Eh? What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place at work.
Oh, what?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
What?
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she
What?
knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Whoops, gotta go to my
Very
meeting.
important people whose impressions of her would affect her career.
Okay.
And by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
So basically, hey, a dead guy on the ground, he must be crazy. Good thing I still have my mind. Whoops, gotta go to my meeting. Could ruin my whole career. Whoops, gotta go, dead guy, bye. That's it? Ugh. I don't like that ending. I forgot about that ending. I'm just gonna do a different ending. I'm gonna do what I want.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, bye.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
No.
a memo.
No, you're crazy. I'm crazy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wrong.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yep.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it. Perhaps I didn't want to.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
He's not
Stanley
immaculate.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yeah, that was funny. I was just drinking some tea right now. He's not immaculate. There's a notebook here. Why are there cups everywhere? That's a cool coffee table. What was that?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yep, really worth it. You know, these are some nice paintings. Doesn't even look like a painting. I think I saw...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Wait, I was just talking
It's
about...
possible that this is why everyone left.
I just admired his painting. I remember once I photoshopped a picture of Squidward in that green box that he sat in the
Stanley
box
sat
episode.
around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
So I photoshopped Squidward, and he was right there sitting in the middle of the ocean. It was kind of funny. And then I'm looking at that. It's a nice picture. There is going to be more dialogue. Just wait. Oh man, I was just imagining some jump scare just go boom right at me. Hey look, a little coffee maker. There's coffee everywhere in here. I don't even like coffee. Okay, I guess there really is no dialogue left. Eh. Vending machines. Ooh, I wonder if I can read that stuff. Nah, I can't really see it from here. Okay, I guess there really is no dialogue.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Sorry, I was drinking some tea. First open door on my left. Nah. Nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yep, it's pretty incredible. Ooh. Ah. What kind of company do I work for, just pushing buttons all day? I never knew about this box place. Yeah. What happens if I just fall down? Whee!
But in his
Ew.
eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Yeah, I like that
Good
splash
job,
sound.
Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Good job, Stanley. Good job. Well, that's about it for this Let's Play, guys. It's been really long. So, I'll see you guys in the next Let's Play, guys. See you guys.